here with a special youth view today to talk about the Sandy Hook Elementary School shootings. And with me today I have, starting from the far end, Joe, Anthony.
Hi.
Dylan.
Hello.
And June.
Hi.
So this is a very serious topic, and what I'd like to do is today, when we discuss what we're going to talk about, we're actually not going to talk the name of the shooter, and that's something specifically that we're going to do because we feel like this is an act that he should not be remembered, that we want to remember the actions and what we can do to change them, and most importantly, the victims. So I'm going to jump first right into it, and Joe, I'll first address this question to you. When and where did you first hear about the shooting, and what were your initial thoughts?
I heard this Sunday or Saturday morning. It's probably 9 a.m. or so. I just woke up, I was making a Pop-Tart. Then it was on the news. And I was initially shocked because it was like 14 were dead already and then more were in the hospital. So I would just listen to that for 5 minutes, and then that was pretty shocking though.
Yeah. Anthony?
Well, I was on my way home in my friend's car, and she mentioned it. I'm like, okay, another movie theater incident, sounds like almost the same type of thing. I got home, I was walking down the hall, I heard something on the TV, I'm like, all right, yeah, they're probably still talking about it. The next day I got more details and more, and here we are now.
Dylan?
I woke up on, I think, Saturday morning. I was going around the house, and then my mom told me that she just saw it online, was telling me about the shooting. And that about 20, I think, about 4 or 5 of them injured and the rest dead.
I heard about it when I got home from school on Friday. My dad was like, "Did you hear?" And I was like, "About what?" And then he told me what had happened, and he flipped on the news. So we just kind of sat there watching it for a while. And I can say that I just felt numb, I guess, is the only thing I could express about that feeling.
So in the school systems, what kind of things did they do this morning, to address it, Joe?
Well, Monday morning, they, at the Pledge of Allegiance, during the moment of silence, they said, "Please remember all of those who have lost their lives." And then they think they're having counseling, or stress counseling or whatever.
Were they doing any counseling, Anthony? Or
Not that I'm aware of, but I noticed that our student resource officer, who is a police officer, did have a Ford Explorer marked, and I believe if this was not Friday morning, there was a police officer at the front door.
so there was a police presence.
But I'm not sure if that was on Friday or Monday.
Okay.
So.
Now, Dylan, you don't actually go to any of the public school systems. You're homeschooled.
Mm-hmm.
How did you guys discuss it within your home?
I don't really know. We looked it up, and we just kind of had to come to terms with it, just realize that it happened, and I really hate the fact that stuff like this is happening more and more every day.
And it does feel like that. And June, what kind of things did you take away from Monday morning?
Monday morning, I noticed that all the flags around town were at half-mast. It's respectful, and, just for this kind of thing. And, yeah, basically it was a really big thing. Everyone was all kind of in that same state of, shock and things like that. My friends and I were talking about it at lunch and stuff.
Did people in school wear the Sandy Hook colors of green and white? Yeah.
Well, some people thought it was blue, so there was confusing about that.
I immediately, as soon as I found out it was actually green, I sent out a text message.
Yeah, I got that too.
I did get your text message. That was good.
And I was surprised how many people didn't wear anything at all.
Yeah.
They wore just regular colors, and it really surprised me because my small group of friends have wide connections to almost everyone in the school, and from there it could expand very easily.
Have you been discussing it, and anybody can answer it, have you been discussing the shootings amongst your friends, or do you feel like it's something that you don't want to talk about?
My friends and I, at lunch, we discussed it for a couple minutes, but like we talked about the president's speech a couple days ago. I think it was maybe yesterday, 2 days ago, something like that. We talked about that yesterday, and just kind of talked about it for a few minutes, but we kind of just stopped talking about it after we all got really depressed.
Right. Now, Anthony, you had mentioned that, and I had seen this in the news over the weekend, that a bullet was found at, was it at Lawrence School?
I
was Lawrence
didn't know
on
about that.
doorstep.
Oh, Joe, do you?
Yeah, it was a .22 caliber, and someone's parent found it while they were picking up their kid. So that was actually before the shooting, apparently. Or, well, I don't know what time of day. But this was either Thursday or Friday morning. So then they called the police, and then that night they had the drug and weapon search with the police dogs. They found nothing besides for that one bullet. But this morning, also because of the shooting, there were police officers positioned at every doorway at the school until like half an hour after the school began, apparently. I didn't see any, but...
Now, is there generally a police officer in the school?
Yes.
Yeah, just
Officer
one.
Ferrier.
Okay.
Ferreira, I believe.
Ferreira.
I've seen her, but I've never really talked to her.
She did the
Does she
girl
do the-
circle,
Oh,
I
okay.
believe, once. Am I right about that?
Does she, is there a DARE program in the school anymore?
It is in the town, but not immediately in the school.
Okay.
And it was her car that I was talking about, and her Explorer that she had outside,
Right.
clearly marked.
Okay. I'm going to change the topic just slightly away from schools, and maybe we can talk a little bit more about guns and gun control. So the shooter had used a 223 caliber assault rifle, and if you can get a shot of that, that's essentially the type of gun that he used. And Anthony, you had known a little bit more about what specs the gun had.
It was a fairly cheaper gun than that. It did not have such a nice butt on it, nor did it have a scope at all, no sight, just the one that came in it. It did not have the stand towards the end of the barrel or that second handle, and it was basically just the same as that. I believe it did not have a suppressor on it either.
Okay. So maybe we can just talk about guns. Have any of you shot guns before? Any type of gun? I mean, I know I've shot like a paintball gun and a BB gun before. So Joe, what kind of guns? I know your brother has a gun license.
Yeah, my brother has a gun license. My mom refuses to let him buy a gun, though, because she's like that. We both have paintball guns, but we went to a gun club a couple times, and they let you shoot .22 caliber rifles, I think, at a target. And that was one of the only times I shot a real gun.
Okay, what about you, Anthony?
I have shot a 22, a 50, and that is it. And also a 20 gauge shotgun with a fairly light load in it, but it does have a lot of power to it.
Right. What about you, Dylan?
I primarily play like airsoft. I play a lot of airsoft with my friends, and closest I ever done is I shot a crack barrel one time, not like one of the BB gun ones. Mm-hmm. It was still like very high FPS, so.
Right. What about you, June?
Closest thing I've come to a real gun is paintball, like once. Because I am a person who likes weapons themselves, but my parents think I'm going to like kill my brother, so they don't let me shoot guns or throw knives and things like that.
So there's, a little bit of fear there in the sense of, well, we're not going to have guns in the house because
Of that.
they think it's dangerous.
Yeah.
May I also mention, he had 2 handguns, a Glock 9mm and another 10mm handgun, and he did not use them until he killed himself. The whole time he was using the AR-15, I believe.
Yeah, for the shooting inside the school, that's what he was using, and they said that he shot off 100 rounds, but he had enough ammunition on him to kill everybody in the school.
And more in the car.
And then more in the car. So who knows what could have been done if for whatever reason he turned the gun on himself, which assumedly is because a parent actually called 911 and was able to get law enforcement to the building. But Do you think that this is a gun issue, or is it not a gun issue?
Well, if a person wants to kill a bunch of people, they're gonna either way, if guns are legal or if they're not. So, like, I guess if you stopped the making of all ammunition, it would probably not become a threat anymore, or made it really hard to get to. But still, he could have used like a knife, anything else to kill 27 or 26?
26.
26 people. So, for me, it's not really a gun issue, but they should definitely make the laws a little bit harder, unless like you are a hunter, like hunter license.
Well,
You shouldn't-
maybe you can answer.
Connecticut.
Can you tell me, is this a gun that would be used for hunting?
No. Well, probably not. I don't think so.
That he got all of the guns from his mother,
Right.
who in the state of Connecticut they have the toughest gun laws. She legally owns every gun. They're all registered to her. She has a license. She's gotten 3 background checks, and she's passed every one.
So but of course, she wasn't the one doing the shooting.
No, but that's how he got his hands on the weapons, and she had a lot of ammunition because she hasn't gone in a while, but she has close ties with gun clubs where she used to spend a lot of time at to do target practice, and she has taken her son there.
Okay. What do you think? Is it a gun issue or not, Dylan?
I don't think it's a gun issue because guns are dangerous, but it really depends on who's handling the guns too, because guns just don't go around shooting people, it's the people firing them.
I think that's an excellent point, yeah.
It really matters, people blame the guns, but it's really the people behind them.
Right. What do you think, June?
Yeah, kind of what Dylan and Joe said. It's not really a gun issue. Like he said, guns don't kill people. People kill people. So if you just stop making guns, people would still find many, many other means to kill people. And it's just like, you shouldn't hate guns just because of what some people choose to use them for. But without them, the world would be very different. And basically, you can't stop crazy. So crazy people will do crazy things. So it's just it's not the gun's fault.